So I've got a ton of peppers here from a friend's wonderful harvest. She gave us a ton of peppers, but that means that I need to get to preserve. First thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and save some seeds for our garden next year. And what you're gonna wanna do is look for the ones that are actually a lot more red or orange. The further they get ripening, so here's an example of poblano, and here's one, and it is fully red. So we're gonna keep both, but we wanna use the red as well. Same with our banana. Here's a really nice, pretty, that lime green color they are. But then here are a few that are just had further ripened whenever she harvested them. And so they're still great, but they actually make for really great seed saving. In order to clean our peppers really well, I'm gonna throw them in a big bowl, and I'm gonna do this in a couple batches. And then I've just got some water and apple cider vinegar in here. And I'll just pour that in. I'm going to add some baking soda. If anyone wonders, baking soda and vinegar, they do, I guess, what you would call neutralize each other, but that doesn't mean they're ineffective. Got me stranded like a boat in the sand. Just the thought of not spreading my wings drives me crazy. Dressing up, fixing my strut. Always prepared, you never know who shows up around the corner. Maybe it's that time. So I just have a few. Honestly, I probably only need one for the seeds. We're gonna let them dry out here. We're gonna label these as well. These are just mason jar lids. Not really a lot of seed at the end here. And so we're just gonna chop that part off first. I'm not too nervous about really cutting peppers. I also have a 3-month-old, and so when I'm feeding or nursing her or picking her up, I really don't want to have residue on my hands of this. So if I cut right about here, you're gonna see that there's only a little bit of seed here, right? Most of the seed is going to be on this side. Kind of twist this here.
Oh, the smell is burning my nose.
Or you can back up if you need to. You can see some of the seeds are falling out. So I'll go ahead and do the bigger side. We've got a ton of seeds coming out right now. You can see that from this one poblano, whether you do,
and we
have this many seeds. And that's not all of them. Obviously, some of them didn't fully come off. I don't know if I'm gonna do another one, maybe a few from this one, but that's quite a lot. So I'll show you how to store these once they dry out. So your smaller peppers, you obviously don't want to cut as much off the end. And so we'll do this one because it's a little bit longer, the green one first to show you. But this will be the side that
does that mean I can try this around
has the seeds. Fall out into here, hopefully. And if you feel your pepper, you'll feel kind of where the rib is. If you cut right in between that can kind of help open up. Like these ones are pretty high up there. And I don't want to cut down here too low just because I don't want to damage any seeds. So I'm just kind of cutting right in the middle here. And again, you can do this with gloves, and I'm just going to use a spoon to gently scrape these down into there. But you can see many, there are so many.
So many.
And I'm going to go up because then they kind of come off their ridge they're attached to a lot easier than down for this pepper. There's a lot of juice in some of these, just because the peppers, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just gently press on them. Are you talking, honey? Yeah.
She says like and subscribe.
Hi. Pat some of these.
She's jealous of me. She wants
that will help a little bit in this container. And then that helped a lot. They just kind of poured right in. And we'll kind of spread them out while they dry. We're gonna take each batch and we're gonna freeze them as a mixture because there's just too many to get to. Just wanna make sure that your peppers are really dry. You don't want any moisture in them. And so we're just gonna pop them in these baggies here, and we're gonna use our food saver here to go ahead and get these ones frozen. Suddenly, the world I used to know was want to do too many per bag. If you're going to use it to make maybe your vegetable broth or add to soup or puree, you're not going to want to use it for certain things like they would be if they're fresh. And then we can throw this into our fridge. This is hang drying our poblanos and our serranos. Our poblanos, once dried, will turn into ancho peppers. So all you're gonna need is some sort of small wire or some string and a needle. We're gonna thread through the tops of these. So if you see the hard part of your pepper, tips here, they're more firm and hard, and so it's going to be much easier to sew through these. Okay, so you're just going to make a double loop with your needle. If you have wire, it's actually quite easy because you don't need a needle and it will pop right through these. And so like that, you're going to push right through, and then we're going to go nice and tight here at the top here. So my bottom pepper is tied off. It's going to be the base of my drying peppers, and if you want, you can kind of hang that, make sure it's nice and secure, and then we're just going to add straight to it. Our gardening, now these were given to me, but they were cut very nicely, so you want to make sure you have that edge so you can really just, you know, go through it once or twice if you want. I'm going to do a double, cut right through the middle, and all the way down to my base so that we're hanging. Okay, so your second option is going to be wire. Preferably if I'd have something a little bit more thin than this, but again, just pull out a little bit more than you think you'll need. And we're going to do our serranos on this wire. So same part, we're just going to look for that top here. We're going to push right through it because the wire is stronger, and you'll just keep going. So our dog got out again. I think what we're going to do is have to just kind of tie him up tonight for now so he's safe. He's not with the chickens yet. He still kind of wants to chase them, although he's doing pretty good. But he is in a premier one that's next to them. And so, yeah, he's still getting out. Now, the serranos are much smaller, and I'm finding that this wire is a little bit big for it. So we're gonna go with it, but I'm almost thinking I should have shown you guys how to use the wire with the poblanos and the sewing with the serrano, which, hi, honey. Which may be something we have to do. We may have to cut this and start all over. But you know what? That's just part of it. Meanwhile, my husband has dinner going, and I have a very teething baby girl. I decided I want to do this right. I want it to last. So we're going to put our poblanos here, and then we're just going to go ahead and twist this at the bottom here. That'll be really strong. And I've got a tool here for that. So I'm just going to twist this really well here. And then that will allow me to have a much stronger carrying thing, which, you know, sometimes we make mistakes and we have to start over, and hopefully I'm making it for you so you don't have to do this. Oh my. So that'll be our base. Okay, it's been a very long day, but we are finally done with the dehydrate, the hanging to dry process. I'll hang them better tomorrow, but at least they're done, and then tomorrow we'll focus on the quick canning of the rest of the banana peppers. I'm gonna go hit the hay. We've got some peppers here, we've got some peppers here, and I've got one more back there, and we're just gonna get these hung up right up here in this window so they can have a good space to get really dry, hopefully within the next 2 months, and then we can powder them around Christmas. The wire made this one really nice because I could kind of adjust the height a little bit and get it low enough so it is in the window. I will say, if you want to do wire for smaller peppers, you have a much smaller wire. So we went with sewing needle and string for other peppers. So we'll hang these ones up also. I just have hooks underneath here that I can show you. I just put some hooks like that I can link this in the description below, but they're just little hooks that you stick to the wall, and then I can hang them. All right, it is a new dawn, a new day. So you can only get so much done in a day. And so we are gonna finish up our pepper preservation. We are just gonna do a quick pickling. I've got my awesome crew right now out back, and they are clearing more. Let me show you. They're doing some more clearing, which is awesome. If I can zoom in on them, give you guys a peek. They're getting to work back there. They're making all these awesome piles around. I need to give our cans a quick boil, so actually let's go do that. Okay, so if you haven't done this, you're just gonna bring your cans to a nice rolling boil. I'm gonna let this sit here for a minute. All right, now we can go ahead and pull our jars out from here, and then we're just gonna do the same to the lids. I am not doing a full water bath canning. This is a quick canning, so I'm just gonna do that. I won't be long-term preserving these because we'll go through them fairly quickly. Do you wanna know something fun? Try saying pepper preservation like 5 times fast. Just go ahead, do it right now. Tell me in the comments if you actually do it. Go for it. Say pepper preservation. Because I have messed up saying that so many times. I want to say pepper preparation or pepper prepping. Anyway, try. Go for it. Pepper preservation. Pepper preservation. Pepper preservation. If you really don't want this, just pop out. Okay? You don't want it, just pop it out. All right, look at all these banana peppers. Right, for our pickling brine, we are gonna use some pickling seasoning. It's just a mixture I had left over, that's what I had. You could use peppercorns and mix your seasonings together, but we're going to use this, some bay leaves, some oregano, 2 garlic cloves, a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna use honey with my vinegar water mixture. You're gonna wanna do, you could do 2 to 1 cups or 1.5 to 1 cup of vinegar to water. A lot of people will use sugar. We try to use honey when we can, so we're gonna do that. I like to toast my seasonings beforehand. You don't have to, you could just throw down the vinegar and water. But I'm just gonna get these toasted literally for a minute or 2. And you'll smell it. It'll get aromatic pretty quick. All right, now I'm just gonna pour in my water and vinegar and let it come to a rolling boil. I'm also gonna add my salt and honey into this. I'm gonna add some of the oregano because I did not add that to my spices. I completely forgot. So when I toasted my spices, I did not add the oregano. So I'm just gonna add it to the water now. It's not a big deal. A very local raw honey, which we really like. I'm just gonna add 1 to 2 tablespoons right into here instead of sugar. But you could totally do sugar as well. I'm gonna let this come to a really good boil, and I'll mix that honey in even better. We are just going to start filling these and hoping that I have enough room for all of them. Falling everywhere, but I've got a bay leaf for each of them that was toasted. This one's broken. We're gonna do some of the pickling spice that we toasted. Again, you could just put this right into your boil, but I kind of like to toast it and just drop it in and get it better mixed and incorporated in there. Probably gonna need to do 1 more jar, which is a beautiful blessing, not a bad thing. My sister's husband and family just showed up, and so he's helping out back. Let me show you guys. So it's awesome to have family and community here, and really truly the community here is incredible. So they're going to town. And I'm sure her boys are somewhere around there as well. Chloe! Okay, went ahead and got a 3rd jar filled up, so we've got 3 here. I could have done 1 much larger one, but that way a few can sit and get even better over time in the fridge before we open up the next one. Just want to fill it just barely to the top, leaving about, I'll show you, a little bit of space. I will show you that one. Let's do our next one. See how much of the brine is left. see. A little bit of a gap. Whew. So that this gets nice and secure. And we can twist those lids on. Hot, 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 hot. You could grab a paper towel or a rag to do this part with so it is not near as hot on your hands. So, and so is this one. It's on. These are plenty hot enough that they will suck in that top, right? So the lid will not have that bubble. It'll suck it in. Right now they do. Whew, so what I do is I like to turn mine over. You could just shake it a few times. I always turn mine over. I don't know that you have to. You could probably just shake it. But whenever I pickle, do a quick clean like this with the jalapenos or onions, I just turn it upside down. And if it's not secure, you will know because you will make a mess and leak out. And we don't want that. They sit upside down for about 5 minutes. And then I'll turn them right side up and they're gonna go right into the fridge right away. This is a quick pickle. If you wanted to, you could give your these a traditional water bath for canning, and you could continue, like these could be for long-term storage. I'm sorry, my light is kind of crazy in here right now. Besides that, I have seeds for next year. How insanely cool is that? Actually, we need to get those put in a baggie. Let's do that real quick. Back real quick and look at our seeds. And these are dried out. You're gonna wanna take, it could be anywhere from 3 to 7 days. Really depends on how hot it is, the humidity in your house, but they're gonna look like they've lost a lot of water. If you look at them, oh, I don't know how easy that is. Gonna be able to see. Okay, we had to go get a baby. Just woke up, I don't know. But anyway, so then you're just gonna take your seeds, you'll put them in your little baggie. So mine are really dry, so they're ready to be put in baggies. And if you're like me, you could really risk this by trying to do it with a baby on your shoulders. But this is how life is right now, isn't it? Let's see how we do. Oh, we're doing good. Yay, don't move. All right, and there's our peppers. Well, that wraps up this little episode on pepper preservation, trying to say it 5 times fast. And so we'll see you next time. We really hope that you have a very fruitful day.